Thank you, YouTube, for 1,000 videos and 9 years on YouTube. Thanks for this outlet for freedom of speech and freedom of religion. We have tried to get this message out many, many different ways on books and radio and churches and tent meetings, prayer meetings. We mailed out books, thousands of books and flyers and folletos, and most of those cases we were just shut down, shut out, and shut up because they didn't allow for freedom of speech and freedom of religion. So we wanted to thank YouTube for this outlet for us to reach potentially everybody in the world that is interested in to know this truth.
Yeah, we thank YouTube for a forum for the expression of different views, ideals, and thoughts. We've done missionary work in Brazil, in Canada, in Mexico, all over America. We worked tents and radio programs and things. But YouTube afforded us now 1,000 videos we've put out. We've reached millions of people. And we thank God for the people. And we've been on almost 9 years now. And we thank you for letting the common folks have an expression of truth.
Yes, because most of the media before social media was controlled by those that had the power and the money. But YouTube opened the door to everybody, the common people, the poor people, and the rich people alike, all around the world, where people didn't even have a voice. And a big preacher once said, "I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to my death your right to say it." That's the right to freedom of speech, freedom of religion. As long as you do not harm anyone, you should have freedom of speech.
And we should never hate or be derogatory of others, but speak plainly of our truth and ideals and point of view. So it matters not what culture you are, it matters about your heart. You can't hate a person for what they really are. You have to just tell the truth. And YouTube provided that for us. And we're thankful to the ones that brought it to pass. And we give credit to you for giving freedom.
God gives us freedom to choose. So we should have that freedom to choose and to speak. And without being hated and harmed. We may not agree with you and you may not agree with us. But we have the right to believe as we believe and to speak as we believe. Many notable people were not understood at first. People like Galileo, who said that the earth rotated around the sun, and he was punished, but then later it was proved that he was right.
And we want to thank YouTube for this door of expression. It's an American video sharing website. And we thank you that we've got 1,000 videos, and we've been on almost 9 years now. And many people have heard this truth. We're a little different than most, but at least we get to say what God showed us.
It's the only real, true, open door to reach everyone in the world that is allowed to access YouTube. And I know we might not reach that many, but the potential is there. And it's the only place we found that it is there. So we thank YouTube for that. YouTube is headquartered in San Bruno, California. 3 former PayPal employees, Chad Hurley, Steve Chin, and Jod Karim, created the service in February of 2005.
And Google bought the site in November of 2006 for about $1.5 billion. YouTube now operates as one of Google's subsidiaries. And we thank you for this freedom, and we appreciate that we've been on 9 years, and we got 1,000 videos, and many people has heard a different point of view, and we thank YouTube for freedom.
Now, the current CEO of YouTube is Susan Wojcicki, since 2014, Steve Chin, Chad Hurley, Jod Karim, Eric Skaggs, and Martin Power. And we know that they possibly don't agree with us, which they probably don't agree with most of the people on there. But we thank you, YouTube, for allowing us to speak our truth as long as we stay within the non-derogatory policies, which is understandable. Thank you, YouTube.
And I'd like to say just a word or two for the people that I've known in the past. I went in the Army when I was 17 years old, but I was a mountain man. We like to be patriotic and do our duty. And I went in 1954. That's been 65 years ago. I'm 82 years old. And I got up with the 25th, the Lightning Division, 25th Infantry Division that left Korea. And I was with them for a couple of years. And I hear so many war stories from the guys. They had medals on their chest, you see, from Korea, and some of them had fought in the Second World War. And they had medals on their chest, and they had Purple Hearts. And they would show me where they'd been shot through the shoulder by a sniper or through the leg, and some of them had shrapnel from shells and from hand grenades. And I heard so many war stories about the guys that hit Normandy Beach, and this one guy said they stood in water up to his neck for about 8 hours till they climbed them rocks. Them Rangers is the ones that went up. And they finished off them 88 gunners up there. They was killing them. So in Normandy, there's over 9,000 soldiers sleeping there today because they fought for freedom. And I was with I didn't fight in Korea, but I was with them, and I heard all these stories that they told. And they were Second World War men, and they was Korean men. I've got friends that died in Korea. And I got tired of walking, so I joined the Navy. And I got an honorable discharge from the Army. I got an honorable discharge from 4 years in the Navy. And I want to thank YouTube, all these men that I served with that has Purple Hearts. And they was shot. There's a lot of them sleeping in Arlington Cemetery today. And in military cemeteries around the nation, and in Arlington Cemetery, many of them won Congressional Medals of Honor. And I want to thank you, YouTube, on the behalf of all those men that I served with, and I was with thousands of them on ships and marching throughout the land. You give us freedom to say what's in our heart. A lot of them men would never got to tell their story if it wasn't for YouTube. So, on the behalf of all the men I served with, we want to thank you for a door open for freedom, so we can speak the truth. The common man don't have no place to say his story. And the man that told me he stood in water 8 hours over by them rocks at Normandy Beach, see, now he has a place to tell his story. And we tell the truth about what Jesus told us. And we thank you, YouTube, for 1,000 videos and for 9 years. And I thank you on behalf of all my veteran buddies. Many of them gone now. But they thank you for freedom.
Of this earth, alive, of love, sent down from above. feel